Happy Thursday, fish keepers. Traditionally, this is the day that I inhale way too much aquarium water through siphon hoses, so we'll see how we go. It brings a new spin to the words Thirsty Thursday, I guess. Right, let's check out what we're going to do today. Doing my morning rounds, and I noticed that this tank here, ear, has stopped, and this tank here, ear has stopped. So I think I'll probably try and get these two sorted. A little important having oxygen when going to aquariums, especially when it is the main filtration. So it's probably high priority. I suspect that it's probably because I've got a whole bunch of lines here that are dead and unpressurized and all that kind of stuff, and it's just pushed everything off balance. So I'll try and sort those two out. And while I'm in this corner, I might even drain this tank. Maybe, who would know? Yeah, so we'll definitely get those two done. That is of number one importance today at this point. Got my fingers tightly crossed that the impeller for this arrives today. If it does, we'll get that moving as well, and we'll get that sorted out. It'd be nice to have the filter running as it should be. Just sort of furthering what I was saying, it's got no sponge on it, so it's raining bits of pressure and stuff throughout the place. That line there, ear line there, isn't even going into that, so just a couple of things I need to play around with to get it sorted. What a pair that I put way too much food into the Starlight Bristlenose tank last night. I will deal with that this morning as well, because, you know, that is not okay. A little bit of a frantic rush trying to get out the door, so clearly I wasn't paying much attention. Bronze cories, peppered corridors are really beginning to take some shape now, which is quite cool. Definitely see they are peppered. And we've got 4 or 5 lemon tetras. That was all. Wasn't a big spawn. Maybe 6. You know, it wasn't a big spawn, but it's kind of cool to have a small group of them. Give them another attempt another day, because I think lemon tetras are actually quite cool fish. White cloud mount minnows are still holding really strong. Definitely not as many as what they were, but there's still heaps out here. That's cool. I suspect that I'm kind of past that danger zone per se of losing a whole bunch. So that's pretty neat. Lots of them. T-bars, Severum, Golden Nanocara, all slowly but surely growing along. Might give these guys a cave. See if I can get a spawn out of them. Apparently they're really hard to spawn, these blue polar parrots, so it'll be kind of cool to see if I can actually manage to do that. Like, might be some sort of achievement. They're apparently ridiculously hard to spawn, so that'd be cool to tick that off and to say that I've actually spawned a blue polar parrot, because they're so unbelievably hard to do that. Not great numbers left over the rainbow fish. There's still a few up here, a dozen or so. Blue lacustris here, same thing. There's not very many of them, and not very many of the Bosmani, so I'm not quite sure what went wrong there, but it's learning. I'll work that one out for sure. Well, that's bloody exciting. The light has decided to grace us with its presence today. Thank you, aquarium gods, for giving us light on the silver dollar tank. I wonder how close I can get before they freak out. All of these silver dollars have been sold. Just waiting to be picked up. A very cool fish, very big fish too. Very cool fish. I like them. I've got light. It's almost like I like it when they push me right there. Look at me being all like Biggie Smalls and stuff like that. There we go, amazingly enough. One task is being completed for the day. The next question is, will I achieve another task that I said that I was going to do? And if I do, which one will it be? Probably needs to be the airlines into those two tanks as soon as I've done this, or maybe after lunch, because it's getting close to lunchtime now. The emptying of this tank has finally begun, as we can see. Hopefully I'm strong enough to lift it by myself this afternoon. If not, I'll just have to wait for somebody to come in and give me a hand. Once it's drained, we'll work through all of these ear lines, work out which isn't running, turn them all off at the tap there, which most of them are off anyway. But then there's no confusion on what's going, what's not. Tidy this up a little bit. I'll then fill up all these tanks that evaporation has got to them, which in theory will repressurize the ear line and hopefully at least make these begin working. If not, then I'll just have a wee look around a little bit. Shouldn't be too much drastic issues. That's a good start. Almost looks like there's some progress happening and I'm actually doing something in here for a change, not just talking smack and saying I'll do it one day. DIY Daddy even came out to play. Polystyrene needed a wee trim up, made it work. Look at how slick it is. Just like a bought one, it's like it actually fits correctly. We'll ignore the fact that it overhangs because we just will, we're never going to see that. We probably will, but we're going to ignore it anyway. Width-wise, yowza! That is one slick rick. Now spang my ass and call me Charlie. Look at that guy. Almost like it was meant to be. Other than the white stuff we can see behind, we'll deal with that later. Actually thought it was going to sit a lot higher. Like, for some reason I thought it'd be sitting up here and like a bit more of a visual display to see, but clearly it's not. It's a little bit lower than I expected, but we'll work with that. Because that is what we've got, so that is what we'll use. Doing some fish stuff, how good. So my plan in theory about filling all the tanks up to make the other tanks work didn't really work. But I don't think anyone's really overly surprised at that now, are we? No, didn't think so. It does give me good access up here, so I think I'm going to, there's no point of wasting all these cycled filters. Drop small air lines into these tanks along here where the corridors are, nice and easy, and then put the filters back on there. I think it's probably the most logical thing. I won't do that today because I need to work through these other issues, but that'll be something to do maybe tomorrow or probably in a month's time, knowing me. It would appear that there is at least one freeballing airline, which is absolutely not going to help the issue, so we'll plug this one up. Gotten this far so far. To here. We'll get through the rest of the spaghetti junction and hopefully all the filters start filtering and the bubbles keep bubbling. We will see. So just standing up here on my ivory tower, I can definitely see that there is some progress, that is working. Closing off that line has helped. My camera work is appalling, I'm sorry. But look, you can see me. Hold the camera still. So there's one of the two not working and all we have to do is just find the rogue airlines. Now to get this bad sav going and we're away. Got a little bit of valuable intel. Just you and me and whoever else watches this video. It's a little bit of a secret. I'll show you something. Now I'm not a rocket surgeon or anything, but when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 of these lines were freeballing, of course the rest of the airlines running on the same system were not going to work so well, and I've been fighting it for the entire, I don't know, month and a half or so since I took all of them out. Who would have thunk it that actually turning things off and putting more pressure into an airline system would cause air filters to work. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect. Some aren't working that great and some are working, but all of them, except for one that I've just noticed over there, are now working, and the blue lacustris isn't quite working yet either. But I'm about to go tinker with that, because like some of these are going furious now compared to not moving at all. So, oops, that is the secret right there to making an aquarium airline loop work. Closing the valves. They don't have anything connected to them. Last few orders are packed. Job done. It's been quite a day of accomplishments. It's quite good. Been a little behind on the social media and the email, that kind of stuff, but we've accomplished a lot of stuff that needed to be done and has been needed to be done for a while now. So I'm happy with that. And just like that, ooh, the snail tanks are bubbling along, as well as everything else. I claim that as a very productive and satisfying day, I think. Everything's bubbling, everything's going, everything's working. I'm happy, I'm content. Another day done, a couple more processes done, a couple more steps done. You're next, mister. Definitely not a one-person lift. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to call that a win. And I like to celebrate my wins by feeding some fish. And I feed them out some rapashi. As Rapashi brings all the fish to the yard, and don't you forget that. Let's feed it on. Yeah, fishy, 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 fishy. Have some Rapashi. Fishy, 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 fishy. It's a good time. Now that we can see you, silver dollars, skittery little things. Oh, excuse my awesome photography, videography. Get in there. Now they're just freaked out because it's like daytime and they can see stuff. I'm sorry, I'll walk away. Whatever, man, whatever. Anybody looking for some red terrors? They are totally cool fish. They're not aggressive, they don't get big, they're brilliant for a community nano tank. Easily one of the best buys you'll ever get. Do it. And total disclaimer, that is not true. They're aggressive little shits. They get ginormous and they like to beat the shit out of everything. But they are cool fish, so if you're into monsters, into big fish, we've got a trio here. Very nice looking fish. I believe definitely a male right there. So it could be a cool little breeding project for somebody, if that's what you're into, big monsters.